Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover. A man and machine take on Mother Nature down here at beautiful Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. Today should be a fun one. We got about an 18-mile-an-hour wind, an outgoing tide, and conditions are progressively supposed to get worse throughout the day. Let's see how our captains fare as they take on the inlet. And that's going to bring us to the first round of our competition. And here in the first round, the boats are going to toss a Vectra in the ring to try and see how they can fare against Haulover and try and take an early edge over the inlet. And man, I'm almost dumbfounded by this one. Our first crew here is a certain kind of special. Now, typically, we've only got a few rules here, and one is no kids in the bow with no life jackets on. That's an automatic L. Don't stop the bow. That's also an automatic L, but I think we're going to go ahead and make an exception to the rule on this one because it should be if idiots are in the bow without a life jacket, that's just as bad as well. Kind of like we see here. This is one of the worst ways to go through Haulover. Whatever you do, don't repeat this, but I'm going to give this crew the loss on this one. Haulover's going to take the early 1-0 lead as we move into the second round of our competition. And here in the second round of our competition, the boats are going to toss a wheelcraft in the ring to go ahead and see if they can get on the board. And here we go. Our crew's working their way out. Cab's got it trimmed up, trying to keep that bow high to make sure he doesn't stuff it as he tries to make his way out of Haulover. But as you can see, we're starting to get some white caps forming off in the distance. As the day's progressing, it's supposed to get a little worse as we roll. But even this crew here, as we see it from the sky view, it's not an easy day. I mean, it really is a challenge sometimes to come out of Haulover when it looks like a washing machine like this, but Cab's doing a pretty solid job. He's keeping this boat at just the right pace to keep that bow up and make sure they don't stuff it, and they're making it out, and it looks like this crew's going to wind up taking a win for the boats here in the second round, and that's going to bring us back to a 1-1 tie as we move into the third round of our contest. And here in the third round, the boats are going to play that go big or go home card as they're going to bring an Azimut yacht into the ring to do battle with the inlet to get them rolling. And here we go, Cap's working his way out, and oh man, our girl's looking back at Cap like, what are you doing, bro? She's getting wet in the bow of the boat. Unbelievable. This is a massive yacht, and it has no issues coming out of Haulover, but here's the kind of trick caveat to this whole situation. Even though us, looking from the outside, think, man, this boat's easily going to take down the inlet, and we're correct. The boat's not going to have any real major issues going out. This lady in the bow right now, I bet she's counting this as a loss as she gets absolutely drenched as this massive yacht works its way out of Haulover. Now, you know, the only thing that was going through her mind is, I'm on a yacht. I shouldn't get wet at all, but it definitely looks like Haulover had other plans in mind. Now, normally I would just count this one as a win, but if I know in her head she's counting it as a loss, why should I question her decision? And we're going to give this boat the loss as well, and that's going to give Haulover the 2-1 edge as we move into the fourth round of our contest. And here in the fourth round, the boats are going to toss a Camus in the ring to try and see if they can get back into it, or if Haulover's going to close it out early. But here we go, round 4, let's get it going. And the Camus is coming out, they've got the boat up on plane, and even some people in the bow. This one will go back to my yacht conversation a few moments ago. This crew in the bow of this boat is not getting wet compared to the massive yacht that just came out. So who really takes the win in that situation, the yacht or this crew? And we're definitely going to give the Camus the win in this one because they look solid coming out, and that's going to bring us back to a 2-2 tie. So we move into the fifth round of our contest. Who will be the winner? Will it be the boats or Haulover Inlet? Let's find out as we're going to have a striper working its way toward the mouth of Haulover Inlet. So this crew's laid into the throttles a little bit, bringing the boat toward the mouth of the inlet. They've got it barely up on plane, trimmed up, keeping the bow high, and man, they look solid. And they're easily going to wind up taking a win for the boats here in the fifth round, and that means the boats take the win in this episode. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got Miami Boat Ramps that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.